But the only episode I was like, oh, I'm gonna be in the bottom for, I thought was gonna be like maybe like the design challenge because I felt really shitty that episode, that whole episode. I just felt like so shitty, and I just felt like down in the dumps. So I was like, oh, they're probably in the bottom, and like they were like, oh, you're safe, and I was like, oh, look, okay, and it kind of, I think being safe kind of reinvigorated me. I was like, okay, I'm not, because episode one, episode two, I was like not depressed because I don't want to use that word like very lightly, but I was very down in the dumps, I will say, and then I think after like episode two because I almost quit after episode two. I almost quit the show.
Oh, how come?
Oh, it was just like a lot was happening, and I just was not happy being there, and I just felt like there was just there was just a lot happening. It's like I'm trying to be respectful of the NDA because everyone is telling me that I do not respect the NDA, and I just say whatever. But I'm like I. But yeah, a lot was happening on like all fronts. Some of it personal, some of it to do like with the show and just like how things were running. And I was just like, I do not think this is a good place for me to be at. I do not think because I know the kind of person that I am, and I know that like I can be very obsessive and I could like overthink things and I really start to internalize. And because I'm not an emotionally vulnerable person, I'm not like a sharer. So I'm not gonna like go to the girls and be like, oh my God, like I feel very this or this is how I feel. Like I'm not gonna speak about it to anyone. And it's like I only have myself in the situation. And obviously I'm in this like pressure cooker of an environment. So already being someone who like is so self-contained and then being in this extra pressure cooker where like, everything's even worse, it's like, no, I think I'm going to lose my marbles. I think I'm going to snap and I'm gonna do something like I should not do. So I think it'd be better if I'd left. And I remember because the episode after episode two, we had like a day off. So I remember like because I went like production stuff, I was like, yeah, I think I need to leave. And they're like, no, don't stay, like you're amazing. You're da, da, da. And I was like, I didn't say I wasn't. I just said I think I need to leave. And then they're like, okay, like obviously take the day off, like mule it over, and then if you still feel like you want to leave, then you can leave. And then I mean quite honestly, I kind of just like forgot to like check in with them again. I kind of just forgot. Because I was supposed to like check in with them and be like, okay, this is how I feel like I think I just forgot and just like I was like, oh great, next episode. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm still here. Um
I mean, that's the most Nyongbella thing I've ever heard. Like, you just,
that was that was the thing that I literally just forgot to do the mental health check-in because I was like I was so focused, like, okay, what am I wearing in the workroom today? What mini skirt and crop top am I wearing today? So I was like, I don't have time. And then it was like, well, I might as well just like stick it out.
so yeah, I mean that's very interesting to hear that. I feel like maybe I feel like I read somewhere that you said that you thought of quitting, but I wasn't sure how serious it was in terms of like whether you were actually going to do it or whether it was more because you were just down in the dumps because you were in the bottom and you felt like it was unfair or what you didn't agree with the decision or
No, the thing, it wasn't even so much like being in the bottom because like I'm a very like obviously I've done a bunch of competitions before and I'm not opposed like to criticisms and critique and everything. So it wasn't like I was prepared that like, they can say whatever. They can say that they don't like my outfit, they don't like this, they don't like that. That's fine, that's valid. Like I'm not gonna get too upset. Like obviously it's upsetting to hear, but I would never get too upset because like they said like, oh, we don't like how you performed in this challenge or we don't like your outfit, we don't like this. Like I would never be upset. I think for me, without saying too much, I think for episode one, because I said it already that I thought I was gonna be in the bottom because of my hometown look. Um, but then like they never really mentioned the hometown look in the critiques really. They're just like, could be bigger. And I was like, okay, cool. And like they spend a lot of the critique mainly talking about my personality and talking about like things that for me it was just it's less to do with drag and more to do with me as a person. And then that did not sit well with me. And that's obviously like why I go back in the Untucked. I'm like, I've literally cried off like half my makeup because it's just like, that's not something that I can change. Like, I can't change the way I present myself. I can't change. I mean, I can, but then like, I'm not being myself. And then if you're telling me that I need to be myself, and then I'm putting on like a pretense or like behavior in a way that I think is palatable to you, then I'm not being myself. And then that's like defeats the whole purpose. So yeah, that was just kind of a lot. And then when I had like my walkthrough, it was to try and like rectify and kind of like get to the bottom of it. It was like it didn't go, it wasn't any better. It was more like it kind of magnified the situation. So I just felt so like defeated and just so like, uh, and like I mean, like, the whole cast knew that because like we had like an interview where they were like, who's most likely to like Ginny Lemon themselves, and like literally everyone unanimously said me. So, like it wasn't just a thing, like it was just in my head. Like I think a lot of people kind of saw that I wasn't having the best of time on Drag Race, but I'm like, I'm not really someone who I like to dwell on like being sad. I'm like, okay, I'm sad. Whatever. We're gonna push through. We're gonna just like enjoy ourselves and make the most of what we can. And I think that's what I did. So I'm forever proud of myself for that because I could have just been like a sad sack. Even like the episode 4 when I go home, it's like I'm not gonna have like an exit where I'm more like sad and mopey and this and that because that's not who I am and that's not how I like to ever be. So I'm like, okay, we move on. Like it is what it is. Like I haven't died, Like I'm not gonna die because like oh the judges don't particularly see it for me or because I'm not rising to the occasion and the challenge or whatever. It's like okay, well, life moves on. So
Well, that's a very good attitude to have because I feel like I agree with a lot of things that you're saying, and I can totally see how it must be really disheartening to sort of hear things. Because so from what you're saying, maybe there were some comments made by the judges or critiques that weren't shown in the episode that maybe were a bit harsher than you were intending.
I mean yeah, 100%. I mean obviously everyone knows like they don't air the entire because you get critique for like ages. I mean I would know because I was in the bottom of every freaking episode I was in, so I definitely know how the critiques run. Um, yeah, like you get critiques like it's a lot long and obviously it's like a 1 hour show, so like, they need to like condense things. Like, they don't need to like air like the 3 or 4 judges saying that, oh, we don't like this outfit. Do you know, like they can just like get the super cuts where it's like, okay, let's go to like who says it in the best way, who says it in the snappiest way, who says it in the funniest way. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they're like a lot. I mean, like kind of some of it kind of makes like the gist of it makes it in the edit where you have RuPaul saying that like she thinks that my personality and how I acting and everything's like is put on or is like forced and stuff like that, which is the gist of it, I will say. But yeah, and that just like wasn't great because again, I was doing Drag Race being like, okay, I'm not gonna have the best outfits because I'm poor. I might not have the best, I might not be the best dancer, I might not be the best this, I might not be the best that. But the one thing that I know that I have is I know I have an amazing personality. So it was kind of like to then go on Drag Race, I have like the first episode. And I felt quite good with my interview, like, regardless of what people say. I felt quite good like with the pink carpet interview. I was like, I answered it in the most me way possible, and I was like the most me. Was I a bit long-winded in my answer? Yeah. But I'm also a long-winded person, as you're definitely finding out today. So I was like, I felt good with it. And then like to kind of, they get to critiques and like my personality, which I was like, okay, this is my one winning factor that I know that I have this. And it's like the other girls may have this and that over me, but like I know that, what, the personality, 1 in a million. And then they're just like, no, we hate this person. Like personality, hate it, don't like it. Like it was just like, damn. So I have nothing.